be any good.
It could be excellent.
That can't be. It has no potential to be
an
any.
engaging, charming young woman.
No, she's
young
not. She
working
sounds
mother.
like a cab driver.
Should be wearing a paper bag when she goes out there tonight.
She sounds like a female Bo Dietl. I wouldn't be surprised to talk about a convention tonight.
Stop looking at my ass.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Of course, he's not a knothead, but
Hardly.
but that he was sort of impressed with Nancy Reagan's address, which,
Yes.
of course,
Which he said was moving.
many people were, and
Sure. Most everybody was, as a matter of fact. It was very difficult not to be.
It's going to be kind of what Deirdre's speech is going to be like in about 10 years. But we won't be so moved, believe me.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Fuji is supporting Boris Yeltsin, who essentially, at least appears to me, just to be a fat drunk.
I think it was a terrible mistake. This Bill and Boris routine, Mr. Talbot, he's the one that used to have gorbasms back in the old days.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
By the way, did I ever tell you about that Barry Goldwater was my campaign chairman in '86 when I first ran for the Senate? As you know, I succeeded him, and he said, you know, John, he said, if I'd have been elected president in 1964 and kicked Lyndon Johnson's ass, you'd have never spent all those years in a Vietnamese prison camp. And I said, you're right, Barry, it would have been a Chinese prison camp.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Hi, I'm Imus in the morning. It's 20 minutes past the hour. Laurie McNichol is the new traffic person here on the Imus Morning program, and cannot seem to get a report in the 58 seconds that she's required to do it. Why is that?
I think I just went a little long today,
Yeah.
this last report.
Well, you've done it on a couple of occasions, and it's starting to annoy terribly the I-Man and members of the I-Man staff.
Oh, we'll just have to not do it anymore then.
So here's the observation Mike Breen makes just a second ago. What's the matter?
Nothing.
And that is that he said we need to start grilling Laurie
Uh-oh.
to find some personal stuff about you.
We know nothing about this woman.
Yeah. So are you married?
No, I'm single.
You are single.
Mm-hmm.
And what else you want to know?
Well, if she was going to marry, would she marry a man or a woman?
Are you a lesbian?
Yeah.
It's man.
Do you go to Bush concerts?
Last time I saw it, Laurie.
Imus in the morning. 2020 sports.
Left-handed batter waiting. He swings and he lines it into right field. Tony Gwynn can't get it. It's a base hit. Here comes Boone being waved around. Here comes the throw to the plate. And this one belongs to the ref.
Exciting finish in Cincinnati. Good morning. Mike Breen with sports. Marty Brenham in the call on WLW. The sportscast sponsored by Maxwell House Coffee, the official coffee of the Imus in the Morning program.
Give me another cup of it now, by the way.
All right.
Ashley, when you get a chance, please.
13-inning win for the Reds, 2-1 over the Padres. Thomas Howard had the game-winning hit in the 13th, but he wasn't happy that the game lasted this long.
I thought we were going to win 1-0 and go on home. We played about 2 hours, and I was like looking at the clock.
Reds now 4.5 out of first. Give me some OT and whatnot. Looking insane.
Yeah, well, whatever.
It's time for my break.
Whatever. I'll be present, whatever. How's this speech going to go tonight? That's just...
Well, stuff I've been reading about, it said that he's very relaxed, very calm, very confident.
Right.
Ready.
Well, whatever.
Ready for the moment, I
Don't be president, whatever.
Yeah.
It's my view.
New England Patriots have released our favorite.
My wife, you know what she does? She starts...
Just feel free to interrupt.
Diane.
Besides counting the money?
She starts raving,
Yeah.
just out of nowhere when something torques her off, of the convention.
1, 2, 3, go!
Jesus, God, just please shut up, all of you.
How the girls all get prettier at closing time. How they all begin to look like movie stars. How the girls all get prettier at closing time.
Lick it, Gillen.
When the change stops taking place, it puts a glow on every face of the fallen angels of the backstreet boys. Oh, oh, the fallen angels of the backstreet boys.
Imus in the morning.
You take the UNC RCF model that...
Vice President Dan Quayle.
Thank you very much. It's Colonel to buy you and the boys each a Cadillac.
What are you talking about?
I got a new thing going. Japanese comedian, not raised like American comedian. Always got a new material. Some hot new act. So in addition to being a funny comedy guy, I now Elvis impersonator. The Japanese audience, Elvis epitomize stupid, fat, racy, morally bankrupt Americans. King is icon to us. You ain't not about the underdog. Rip your scrotum all the time. Look, I got that little rip thing going. Look, I am most famous Elvis impersonator in Japan, Namisa-san. I get rave reviews, big time. Everybody love my tribute to King. You take me to Memphis, to Graceland. I be big hit. So, check it out, Round Eye. I open show in black leather jeans and a motorcycle jacket. Sing, do not be cruel. Eat the cannon of the sky, I then segue into army period. And to summarize beginning of tempestuous marriage to teenage bride Priscilla, I sing your favorite Elvis song, Jailbait Rock. Everybody on the rock and roll scene got the wife who's on the 16. From there, I ride around stage on a motor scooter in Hawaiian shirt, portraying roles of bachelor race car driver and a skydiving instructor in tribute to pitiful technicolor film of early 60s with Anne Margaret and Nancy Sinatra. I do dramatic monologue from classic Elvis motion picture, Crambake. Hey, anybody want another potato? Then the stage goes dark, signifying beginning of career downfall, becoming caricature of self in Las Vegas. I'm caught in the door, can't get to stage, because I'm just so fat now, baby. Lord Almighty, I look just like bread dough that's rising. I'm just a hunker boiling goo. I then put on a big gaudy belt and white jumpsuit, which inflates grotesquely to the sounds of 2001 theme. I eat a peanut butter, bacon, and gravy sandwich, washed down with a cheap wine and a second. I shoot out the television monitor, begin to sweat profusely, and then in dramatic crescendo, as I collapse in heap over authentic recreation of original toilet bowl, I sing the finale. Fred smiles, so what is wrong with me? My arms and the legs are as stiff as can be. It appears that my life is just a memory. Oh, I must be dead. Thank you very much. Domo arigato. I tell the Colonel to buy you Cadillac, okay?
This is the Iris in the Morning program, WFAN New York, an Infinity Broadcasting Station. Right now, 71 and sunny in Central.
Great day indeed. Megadiddles, dodos, dildos, dingoes, and so on and so forth. Please forgive my paroxysms of mirth, but ollie ollie oxen free, say goodbye to Hillary. And at the risk here on the EIB Excellence in Broadcasting Network, at the risk of being branded a fat, nauseating gloater, permit me to pose just one question. What have I been telling you? What have I, Buffett Rush Limbaugh, been telling you?
Well,
at last, we have an outlet for the pent-up, ready-to-blow anti-Hillary sentiment that's about to explode in our hostage republic, Hillary herself. Let me ask you something else. Take a guess how many people turned up the other day at a National Organization for Women-sponsored Stop Harassing Hillary demonstration at the Bunker House. White House.
Couple thousand.
20 stringy-haired, wart-nosed witches and one dog. Or was it 20 dogs and one strident, screeching witch?
Big time.
Who could tell? Anyway, good friends of common sense, here in week 50, whatever it is, of the Clintonista coup d'etat, dare I say it, dare I say that the end could be in sight? The end of America held hostage with that whole hee-haw horror show about to be flushed away on a cataract of whitewater? I think it's time for prayer. We're so close. Everybody listening to this oracle of the reactive right, get down on your knees. Down on your knees, I say. Are you all down there? Have you fallen to your knees as I have ordered? All right, then. Blow me.
No.
See what the truly good news from within the Beltway has done to me? Made me positively giddy.
In fact, it has put this defender of dementia into a creative mood. Good people, in rush rooms everywhere, attention, for I feel a song coming on. A song that I see titled, How About Let's Hillary, Hillary. Everybody now. There goes Hillary, taking Billary back to Little Rock. The best laid plans of these charlatans have taken quite a knock. Landy and Vince Foster, let's see just what it cost her. Not looking very good. Next stop, Allenwood. Time to change your hair, Hill. Time to change your hair. And may I just ask in closing, dear Ms. Rodham, what's the meaning of these politics? More after this.
Hey, Bob Dole, that big cigarette dude is outside again.
Bob Dole hates butt man, Davis.
You said butt.
Bob Dole's getting tired of being followed on the campaign trail by that anthropomorphic camel.
You moron, it's not a camel. I told you it's a cigarette.
Camel cigarette, Davis, not hump camel.
You said hump.
Hey, Bob Dole's not a hump. Oh, Davis is starting to get on Bob Dole's nerves here.
You gotta loosen up a bit. You're too cranky. Voters don't like cranky.
Well, Frankie works for Imus. Frankie should work for Bob Dole.
Yeah, but even Imus wouldn't have been mean to Katie Couric.
Now look, Bob Dole didn't mean to be mean to Katie. Just that Bob Dole didn't expect such a cute and perky little lady to ask such tough questions. Bob Dole was looking for puffballs. Bob Dole didn't expect the hyperkinetic dwarf was going to hammer him about Surgeon General Coop.
You're not gonna get the female demographic if you keep talking like that.
Bob Dole's got that one nailed, Davis. Bob Dole's going to take a cue from President Clinton on how to attract women voters.
How? By backpedaling on your repeal of the assault weapons ban?
Nope. Bob Dole's going to start attractive women voters.
Take my advice. Keep your clothes on while you do it.
You mean you're supposed to take your clothes off?
But you'll find you put Arnold Schwarzenegger in any other movie except the movie he was actually in. And it's immediately a better picture. Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Wizard of Oz. As Dorothy.
At the end, it's a twister. It's a twister. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. You, Scarecrow. It's an exciting birthday party.
We have here on the Irish Wayne program. Is there any way not to like Bob Dole? I don't care where you're coming from.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way. Yeah, darling, go make it happen. Take the world in a loving embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. Like a true nature's child. We were born to be wild. We can climb so high. I never wanna die. Born to be Imus in the morning.
And senior political analyst, the late Richard M. Nixon.
And getting later by the moment. Imus in the morning. Good to be with you, J.D. Good to be with you. Still carrying water for the 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue pant load? I just wondered, that's all. You know, I saw a clip of our esteemed leader at the just concluded Olympics, and I thought momentarily it was a shot of Richard Jewell. I got my bubbers confused, Dono. Which came first, the one who laid the egg or the one who planted the bomb?
Shut up.
By the way, speaking of bomb throwers, when did Barry Goldwater join the militia, eh? He's the chairman of Bob Dole's Arizona campaign, and the old fool launches one in which he says he could see himself voting for Clinton. Jeez, I knew the polls were bad, but when your state campaign chairman starts voting against you, how the hell do you recover from that?
Well,
you know, the Dole people have been worrying about the wrong individual showing up at the convention. It ain't Buchanan, it's Goldwater. By the way, I do, digressing. Was that Sally Struthers on the arm of Vice President Gore at the Olympics the other night, as you suggested?
Well,
I mean, whoever the hell it was clear she wasn't there to jump up on the balance beam, if you know what I'm saying. For crying out loud,
Chipper, think Olestra, okay, babe? Before Richard Simmons shows up at your door sobbing. Let's see, what else is going on around here? Oh, I know. We've learned the identity of the author of another controversial piece of writing. We now not only know who wrote Primary Colors, the reprobate Joe Klein, but also who wrote your infamous Speech from Hell.
And that would be?
Ed Rollins. Jeez, have you gotten a peek at Bare Knuckles and Backrooms, Ed's life in American politics?
Yes.
He takes out everybody, J.D., inside the Beltway carpet bombing. Not only is he not going to have any friends left, he's going to have to go into the Federal Witness Protection Program. Now, straighten me out on another matter, J.D.
Right.
What would you think, having seen this headline? Prominent Massachusetts politician and woman companion injured when auto smacks guardrail. You think Ted Kennedy, right?
Well, sure.
Sure, it's a natural. But then you find out, no, by golly, it's Mike Dukakis. And you remember what a psychotically cautious nutcase he was, and you say, how?
Yeah.
But then you discover he wasn't driving. It was Kitty, the old lady. And you smack yourself on the forehead and say, of course, of course. She of the Tom Eagleton School of Defensive Driving. Well, thank God neither of them appears to have been seriously hurt.
Yeah.
Mrs. Dukakis because she was really loose at the moment of impact, and Mr. Dukakis because he had on a tank commander's helmet. Ouch! Well, that's it. I'm out of here, with this parting look through the dick scope.
Right.
It's not that life is so short, it's just that you're dead for so long. Believe me, I know, as a deceased former president of the United States.
And Transportation Department Secretary Federico Pena says he is standing by ValueJet. He says this report that showed ValueJet...
Not getting on it, but standing by it.
Standing by it. Right there by the fuselage.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
The tears-inspiring the story, though, from Colorado Congresswoman Pat Schroeder in today's Washington Post, in which she recalls an episode when she shed tears. Schroeder says times have changed, but guys, we want equal rights. Let us cry, too. That's the quote from
Oh,
Ms.
God,
Schroeder.
please shut up.
Yeah,
Idiot,
I don't know.
just get out.
Tree-hugging dingbat. Shut up.
I think tree-hugging dingbat is a little tough. A little tough, don't you, Bernie?
No. Probably cried when she couldn't get Katie Lang tickets.
That will be.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. You got a smile so bright. You know you could have been a candle. I'm holding you so tight. You know you could have been a handle. The way you swept me off my feet. You know you could have been a broom. The way you smell so sweet. You know you could have been some perfume. Well, you could have been anything that you wanted to, and I can tell the way you do the things you do, the way you do all days, the way you do the things you do. Imus in the morning.
And I don't know if y'all have noticed it, but he sure does have a pretty mouth.
Now, live from El Paso, Texas, my brother, Fred Imus. Good morning, Fred. Hey, Paul Begala wants a work shirt.
Okay, I can't, I got people backed up. I've got orders backed up, so I can't do it for just a little bit.
Yeah, let him wait.
We have to go in order on these because...
Don't wait too long. They may not be there very much.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Kathleen Sullivan is here. We already like her attitude. She has a great attitude. Sure.
Now, why is age important as far as relationships?
Why is it important to me?
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to hold somebody on my shoulders for 3 hours at a Pearl Jam concert. I'm just not into that.
Now, 12 years from now,
Yeah.
she's what, 41, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's putting you in a home.
Or in a hole. Preferably.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Well, the official orange juice of the Imus Des Moines here with the once and future heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson. Good morning, champ.
Morning, Mr. Trump.
Don't do that.
Hey, Brother Ali wanted me to ask you if you thought he might be an example of conditioned response. You know, like Pavlov's dogs?
Why?
Because he hears bells and salivates all the time.
Shut up.
Hey, what do you think about all this controversy over the Miss America swimsuit competition?
Well,
My lawyer says I shouldn't make statements about any kind of beauty pageants for obvious reasons.
good idea.
But I'll tell you something right now, Mr. Chump. September 16th, I'm right there in front of the TV with my Mr. Dinky in one hand and telephone in the other. I'm going to melt them phone lines calling that 900 number.
Yeah.
What do these people think we watch the Miss America pageant for in the first place? The talent contest? How many times can you see Miss Kansas do an interpretive dance to the Rocky theme or Miss Utah recite the Declaration of Independence while twirling a baton? Please. They think it's demeaning to women to have them walk around in bathing suits? Have them all write essays instead, see how many people watch it.
Well.
Guess I'll be hearing from my lawyer about that one, huh? Hey, speaking of which, you know what I'm happy about?
No.
I didn't have Johnny Cochran representing me. I did bad enough without having anybody like him picking defense witnesses. This guy, Robert Heistra, says he saw a white truck look like a Bronco. How soon before the prosecution gets an autograph guy to say that O.J. signed peace to you with a bloody knife? Jeez, with a defense team like this, who needs a DA? And how ludicrous is it that Cochran is calling Darden a racist? What's Johnny gonna say next? Carl Douglas got a face like the backside of a Crunch bar? Of course there's a difference between the way black people and white people talk. I think Johnny better ask himself if he really getting the whole picture here. Why else do you think I make it so mad when white people be trying to talk like us? Brother be fronting like that, he be cold open to the strength. Know what I mean, B? Like when a white man try and use the word stupid like a brother, it just sounds stupid. And not like a black man neither. Except for Brother Ali.
Yeah, I'm missing the morning. In your shorts, 2020 sports.
3rd and 3. Johnny Bailey in the game. He gets the toss, sweeping to the left. Inside the 10, 5, touchdown! Touchdown Rams! St. Louis wins again. Good morning, Mike Breen with sports. Howard David with a call. Rams winning 4 games all of last year. Last night they win their 5th of the season already. Sure. 21-19 over the Falcons. A tough loss for Atlanta. Coach June Jones was asked what happened.
I really don't know.
Falcons now 4-2 on the season. Big game this weekend. Patriots face the Chiefs in Kansas City. New England's desperate for a win. But despite the 1-4 start, Patriots head coach Bill Parcells remains upbeat.
We're worse than I can describe to you right now. Really, I can't explain it to you other than I'm very ashamed of what's going on here.
We're trying to remain positive despite the dismal situation. Shut up, Mike. Boxing last night, Washington, D.C. Another win for Hector Macho Camacho. 4th-round knockout of Richie Hess. Macho Man says he'll stay busy.
But I'm maintaining myself last year with 7 fights. This year, I got 8. This will be my 9th. By the time the year's out, I should put in by 11 fights. So I'm fighting consistent for a simple reason that I want to reach that level that I left with before, where I could go on and be ready for this catch when I get ready to fight him.
Macho Man victorious once again. And that's sports. This is Mike Breen saying, so long, everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. And remember, it's not whether you win or lose. It's how you play the game. Goodbye for now, sports fans.
A pre-recorded edition of the Mike Breen Sports Report because he wanted to leave early because he's doing one of the football games on Fox this weekend. I forget which one it is, but he's doing the Vikings and the Bucks.
Yeah.
So.
They're damn. Macho Man sounds like the transportation secretary.
All Macho Man. I mean, Macho Man is trying to get himself. He's going to fight to the point where he will not be able to distinguish Macho Man from
Whatever the thing is, March. This thing sucks.
I think it's a good idea, actually. I certainly don't endorse the sentiments that Louis Farrakhan is a vicious racist in a lot of areas, but I do think that the idea is a terrific idea, quite honestly.
If you had people rolling porta-johns right outside your apartment window, you wouldn't think so.
Well, yeah, I probably wouldn't care, to tell you the truth.
I mean, this thing sucks. I can't walk to work.
Well, shut up.
I mean, I got to walk to work. I can't drive. At least when you leave in your limo, you can go pick your wife up at daycare without getting into traffic. You ought to wring your neck, except someone beat me to it.
Now, continuing his mission to regain political viability, here is the billionaire industrialist, founder of United We Stand, H. Ross Perot.
Assalamu alaikum, Amos. And it's H. Rap Perot Ali, if you don't mind. Maybe you ain't seen the light, but Perot has. You see all that in Washington the other day with that Ferry Can fella?
Farrakhan, you moron, and yes, I did.
Anybody who can issue a call and get that many millionaires to come and see him and get them to pledge their whole dang lives to him is somebody I have got to get on my side.
No.
Why, hell, Amos, if you pool the resources of that many black entrepreneurs, you could just buy the presidency and have a heck of a chunk of change left over. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
As Granny grabbed a gut, Amos, don't you pay attention to anything anymore? I thought you read the papers and everything. It's been all over the place. The million
Millionaires March on Washington, D.C.
Oh, no.
Boy, you can be embarrassment stupid, can't you? I said you're stupid. Are you deaf, too? Answer me.
First of all, it wasn't a Millionaires March. It was a Million Man March.
I'm not following you here.
Well, it was a rally of black men, and most of them probably middle to lower middle class.
It wasn't a million rich fellas?
No.
Well, what the heck would they be getting together for? To mug some Republican walking into Congress to chop a couple of Medicare programs?
Shut up.
Irresponsible, Amos. Irresponsible. But here's your bottom line.
Oh, good.
I took a good hard look at this Farrakhan fella's movement.
Right.
Somehow that don't come out the way I meant.
No.
What I'm trying to say is that I took a good hard look at the boy's crusade, his organization, you know?
Yeah.
World class, Amos. Poor or not, it don't matter. Because he still drug about 1 million of them off to Washington to listen to it. And he got every one of them to swear they'd go back home and strong-arm some 8 of their neighbors into signing up to vote. Did you run the numbers on that? Well, did you? Answer me.
Well, no.
No, you didn't. I did. That's 8 million new people yanking somebody's lever, Amos. You know what that spells? Hey, over here, you mute. That spells third party, Amos. That spells world-class, sawed-off Texan in your Oval Office. And that's why I'm thrown in with my man Farrakhan. Perot, leading a black nation across the Rubicon, Amos.
Across the Jordan.
Whatever. And here's your soundbite for Brokaw and Jennings and the rest of them. Going after them voters urban, it's Ross Perot, and he's wearing a turban. Here, let me put this thing on. How's that look?
Stupid.
Thank you. And what do you think about these diapers?
Well, they're all wet, but then so are you.
Thank you, Amos, and much obliged for having me on your show.
Oh, assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, and up yours, too. Hey, this don't mean I gotta marry a goat, does it?
So today, whether you like it or not,
John Cardinal O'Connor with the New York Lotto numbers. Good morning, Cardinal O'Connor.
Good morning to God, lass. Love, Mr. Lamar.
Why don't we we're here to do...
Did the little lady come back?
We're here, don't worry about that.
Was she away in a class trip or something?
Shut up.
How do you celebrate return? Some animal crackers and Bosco, be Jesus?
No.
Jesus. When she's not there, what do you do? Watch the Playboy channel, Mr. Mars?
No, I don't watch the Playboy channel, and
So
it's time...
movie do it for you, be Jesus.
Just read the Lotto
Winning
numbers.
numbers in the New York State Lottery is as follows.
That's why you're here.
The daily number.
All right.
126.
1, 2,
Who is this gold-digging little necrophiliac anyway, Mr.
I
Mars?
couldn't hear you, Cardinal O'Connor.
Let me say this to Louis Farrakhan and Khalid Muhammad, Mr. Mars.
Yes?
The last time I checked an atlas, there was no nation called Islam.
Fine.
Bow-tie wearing boneheads, be Jesus.
That will be fine.
I know it's not under the folks' dress. Either one of your high school diplomas using a shirt patches, be Jesus.
We don't need to attack Louis Farrakhan here this
Civil
morning.
rights, you have the right to remain stupid, be Jesus.
Fine.
Leave your flies open if you have to count to 11. I'll tell you that. You dark-skinned dummies, be Jesus.
We don't need
The
this.
win phone number.
That's what we want.
6739.
6739. Let me get it down.
Let me say this about the American cultural scene, Mr. Lamar.
All right.
It's on its way down by this little hooligan, Snoop Doggy Dogg, be Jesus.
Yes.
Probably has the IQ of a beagle, fella. Jesus, give him a bone, he'd put it in his nose or beat some old lady over the head for a handbag, I'll tell you that.
We just don't need that.
This Roseanne Barr woman wants to kiss a woman on her TV show, is it?
Yes.
Speaking of animals, I'd rather watch Sam Donaldson French Kiss Lassie, Jesus, than watch that fat pig slurp around on anyone. I'll tell you that, make you sick.
You know,
The Big Ten numbers is as follows.
that's why you're here.
Ask you this, Mr. Marr.
What are the Big Ten numbers?
What's with the cowboy boots and the tight wranglers and the big belt buckles, be Jesus?
Well,
Into that country and western look, Mr. Marr.
well,
That Delbert McDoofus look, is it, be Jesus?
this is Delbert McClinton.
You look like the gay bomber, old man. I'll tell you that, you silly fool, you. You're hanging out with him soon. You belong in a home where the undertakers roam, where old queers and cadavers just lay. So never'll be heard another tedious, boring word, and high fives between Barney and Lou.
That will be fine.
The Big Ten numbers is as follows.
That's what we want.
1, 2, 7, 12, 17, 25, 26, 30, 33, 36, 41, 43, 45, 46, 47, 48, 52, 53, 73, 79. Let me just say this about Nancy Kerrigan, Mr. Marr.
Uh-oh.
One hell of a tight little tush on that one, I'll tell you that.
That will be fine, Cardinal O'Connor.
Which doesn't belong in Y?
All right, which doesn't belong in
Which doesn't belong in Y?
All right.
A, patty cakes.
Patty cakes.
B, hopscotch.
B, hopscotch.
C, ring around the rosy. Which doesn't belong in Y?
C, ring around the rosy. Well, I would say ring around the rosy.
Wrong, you two-legged liver spot, you. Well, all three activities are currently considered foreplay for Amos Namard. The answer is A, patty cake doesn't belong because unlike the other two, the I-man can't play patty cake without getting out of his wheelchair, bejeez. I tell you that.
That will be fine.
The following is a paid political announcement. Now, the senior senator from the state of Massachusetts, the Honorable Edward M. Kennedy.
Hello. I have purchased this time this morning to give myself a moment to chat with you regarding a report that appears in a new book about the Kennedys, and specifically my late mother, Rose. In the book, it is said that when my mother passed on, I, Edward, pulled the plug on her. I am here before you now to set the record straight. Let the word go forth from this time and place that I did not, and permit me to repeat that, I did not pull the plug on my mother. I merely worked it out surreptitiously with the toe of my shoe. Yes, the result was the same, but I believe it's an important distinction. Let's recall the facts. My mother was 105 years old. That's enough. Year after year after year, the family and I had to keep going through the same tired routine on her birthday. The newspapers would all dutifully trot out the Rose Kennedy file, noting that the Kennedy matriarch, as she was inevitably referred to, had passed another milestone. 100, 101, 102, 103, then 4, then 5. Well, not 106. I canvassed the family. Maria, Arnold, Tim, Caroline, John, Joe, and they all agreed with me. We're weary of being required to gather once a year around the bed of a raisin. Sir. We initially decided to draw straws, but altered that decision by consensus when it was noted that I, Edward, had experience in this particular realm before at
Chappaquiddick.
Thank you. Yes, that.
Yeah.
So it was not that much of a reach, if you will, to cross that bridge again.
Fine.
Nor, I would hasten to add, would it be difficult in the future, should my current wife, Virginia Reggie, ever become Virginia Veggie. But why unnecessarily project, as there are already enormous deficits in my karma bank? Excuse me, but what do I have to do to get a drink over here? Pass legislation? Hello, you have a dry senator over here.
Oh, sorry, sir. Here you go.
In closing, let me say that the torch has been passed to a new generation. Finally, ever since I put a kink in the hose to rose. White House spokesman Mike McCurry put it succinctly the other day, I thought, when he offered the observation that Republicans want our elderly to die. Well, we Democrats shan't let the Republican majority monopolize that limelight. As we face an ever more critical budgetary crisis in America, think what we could accomplish if we would all do as I did and pull together just one elderly person's plug. Then we could all say, in the words of the old Negro spiritual, one small step for man, one giant leap for getting Medicare costs under control.
Looking out on the morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired. And when I knew I had to face another day, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you, life was so unkind. You're the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like Imus in the morning.
Cool.
Hey, Bob Dole, your pen's on fire.
Not a pen, Beavis. Bob Dole's holding a cigarette. Bob Dole's trying to get a Johnny Depp, Bruce Willis thing going. Attract them young people.
But, like, isn't smoking a negative image?
Ah, poppycock. Cigarettes are an American tradition. Where would this country be without the cigarette and a cup of coffee in the morning? Good smoke after a fine meal. The proverbial drag after sex.
You smoke after sex?
Bob Dole's a stud. Bob Dole smokes during sex.
Smoking makes your lungs look like burnt flank steak. It gives you cancer.
Hell, Bob Dole was in WW2, Beavis. Bob Dole kicked Nazi ass, Jap ass. Bob Dole can kick cancer's ass, too.
The FDA says nicotine is a drug.
Balderdash. If nicotine was a drug, homies would be selling it on street corners. They aren't. You know why? Because for some people, it's not addictive.
You said dick.
Now, look, some people can just walk away from it. I know that some people can't, but just because fat people can't resist the urge, does that mean we should regulate pizza?
But, like, isn't smoking bad for kids?
So is milk. Hell, that stuff can kill you. But you don't see the FDA regulating that, do you?
How come you're so big on smoking all of a sudden?
Tobacco industry, Beavis. $385,000 of contributions to Bob Dole's campaign. As far as I'm concerned, we should take the Surgeon General's label off the pack, because it scares you kids. Come on, Davis. Put this in your mouth and light it.
No, I hate cigarettes.
All right, then. Put this White Owl in your mouth.
Only if I can light it. Fire.
Elliot from Harvard.
Issues of the day. I'm Mr. Washington's senior political analyst, the late Richard M. Nixon.
You okay? Everything all right?
Yes.
May I get you a glass of water or anything?
No.
Iron Man in extremis.
What are you doing?
Just want to make certain you have all your emotions in check. Hope you didn't face some crisis over the past couple of days. Sam Donaldson retiring or something that might push you into clinical depression and another Bob McNeil crying jag. You know, the staff's right. You really have become radio's version of Ed Muskie. Just a big old blubbering cotton-ass dope. Has Deidre started measuring you for a leash yet? You know, so you can lie down and she can drag you around that apartment like she's been doing to that cat of yours? And wouldn't it figure that that's what you'd bring to the marriage, by the way? A cat. Why don't you just go out and get a job in a florist shop and be done with it?
You.
Well, I'm sorry for the harshness, J.D., but we want back the I-Man who had the edge. The one who'd wonder out loud what Bill Bennett would look like naked in the sack with Ricky Lake. You know what I'm saying? With a bone the size of Newt Gingrich's ego, for God's sake.
All right.
Anyway, enough of that. Issue 1, William Jefferson Clinton, the human flapjack. He missed his true calling, Dano. Should have starred in a TV series about a dolphin. They called him Flipper. I've lost track, guy. Is there one issue on which he hasn't changed his position? Well, I mean, other than the oath of office? The way they're trying to marginalize Hillary now, I fully expect that the next item he flip-flops on will be his marriage. Any day now, we'll see a news item stating that the president now blames Republicans for having saddled him with Hillary Rodham Clinton and has vetoed her. And it goes on, having been vetoed, Mrs. Clinton will be returning to Arkansas, where she'll resume dropping her G's to once again tailor her speech to a specific audience. Yeah. In this case, 3 molared crackers with their index fingers in their noses and their flies open, who sound like what you'd get if Loretta Lynn had a baby by Lou Ferrigno. Give me a break here. Jeez. I don't know why I'm so negative today, Dano, but I like it. Issue 3, and I'm damn near out of time. Good. Vince Foster, sign this roster. I don't think so. What the heck are we hearing here, dude? These handwriting experts are saying we've got a paint-by-numbers suicide note? Well, they're suggesting that at best, Foster wrote that little farewell a la Weekend at Bernie's, with somebody duct-taping a pen in his hand and then shoving it around on a piece of paper. Actually, you know how they really determined that it was a forgery? No. It was the first document out of the Clinton administration that made any sense, if a little whiny. And issue 4, as I hit the door, are congressional Republican majorities, in concert, guy, passing this landmark sea change budget legislation, shrinking government, slashing taxes, rolling back social program after social program. House Democratic leader Dick Gephardt, and perhaps you heard him saying, and I quote him, "It takes my breath away." Well, if that's the case, Dick Nixon says, pass it. Anything that would take Dick Gephardt's breath away has got to be a plus. Please get out, you St. Louis simp. An angry look through the Dick scope today, J.D., but a view of great clarity, nevertheless, from Dick Nixon, a dead guy. Thank you.
Well, it's time now. I just noticed you just walked in for John Cardinal O'Connor over from the Archdiocese with the New York Law Numbers. Good morning, Cardinal O'Connor.
Good morning, God bless. You having a good summer, Mr. Mark?
Well,
And hopefully it'll be your last, you sleazy reptile.
I don't think you mean that.
The way the numbers for the New York State Lottery is as follows.
That's exactly what we want.
Let me just say this, Mr. Mark.
What with the numbers?
If O.J. Simpson looks like Tarzan, then I look like Idi Amin. Bloody flippin' joke, me Jesus. Does remind me of someone in that damn Tarzan series. I'll tell you that, Mr. Mark. The daily number. 244. I understand your brother Fred will be in town this week, Mr. Mark?
Yes, he will. Friday.
But when you two are gallivanting about in the discos, I don't think anyone will mistake us for the Baldwin brothers. Two sun-dried schmucks, you begin.
I don't think that's helpful here.
You take away the wig and the plastic surgery, and Fred looks like Helen Gurley Brown in orthopedic shoes, me Jesus. You look like Mickey Mantle's old liver with eyes, you fat me Jesus. I tell you what, Mr. Mark, you better warn Fred not to nap on some park bench while he's here. They might think he passed away from heat stroke. Him waking up in a slab at the morgue or some damn thing, be Jesus.
Well,
and I'm sure you two will have an exciting time here in town, Mr. Mark. Hot down, summer in the city. I'm missing his brother Flash and little kiddies. Well, now, isn't it a pity some crackhead hasn't stabbed the Iman in his kiddies? Walking around the city looking half dead, peeing on the sidewalk trying to get some cheap head. You two wild and crazy jackasses, be Jesus.
Cardinal O'Connor, this is disgraceful.
By the way, Mr. Mark.
Where are the numbers?
There's nothing girly about Helen Gurley Brown, I tell you that, Mr. Mark. Only one of those facelifts and she too will have a goatee, if you know what I mean, be Jesus. The win for number.
Okay, let's go to those.
9290. All right. Well, thank God, Mr. Mark. Queen Latifah was unharmed in front of the chicken store in Harlem at 3 a.m., be Jesus. If there's any kind of God, however, would hit that sister soldier is hit by the drive-by by a watermelon stand in the South Bronx in the wee hours or some damn thing, be Jesus.
The picture numbers is as follows.
I think probably move right to those would be better.
Jesus, where the hell are they? Yes, give us a Mr. Marr.
Yeah.
What do you call 100 lesbians with rifles? Militia Etheridge. Mr. Thank you. The picture numbers is as follows.
Militia Etheridge.
1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 14, 24, 25, 29, 35, 40, 43, 52, 53, 63, 67, 70, 73, 79, 77.
John Cardinal O'Connor here, the Irish Morning Program. Thank you very much.
Which is them along and why?
Oh, I forgot now. Which is them along and why?
Which is them along and why? A, the Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones.
B, baseball.
Baseball.
C, Imus in the morning. Which is them along and why?
Well, clearly, Imus in the morning.
Wrong, you two-legged bag of fecal matter, you bejesus.
God.
Well, all three are about as exciting as a shoe shine, feature prima donna junkies, and are slowly dying. The answer is A, the Rolling Stones doesn't belong because unlike the other bozos, nobody in the Stones was ever caught in public choking his chicken with Jesus. The wrinkle up old budget in one hand.
John Cardinal O'Connor. Here on the Irish Morning Program. I'm sober, Dennis.
I quit drinking.
You did?
Yeah.
When did you quit?
About 5 hours ago.
About 5 hours ago.
Yeah.
Well, you got to start sometime.
Yeah. I didn't have a chance to thank you for the tickets.
What tickets?
Four Seasons.
Oh.
But how can you blame anybody for sucking up to somebody? Like, I saw you shaking all the State Park's hands out front of the place.
We were in Boston. We received a state police escort
from New York border,
from the
border,
Rhode Island, from the Rhode Island border into downtown Boston. And I thank the police officers for that.
Well, the reason I called is what happened to that limo driver you had that got caught going through the tunnel speed or something?
I have Manny heard Fernandez. We have not heard from Manny for a number of years now.
I'd like to apply for the job.
Well, no, Dennis, you're not going to drive my limo.
Why?
Well, because Brandt drives it, so.
Oh, you got to. Oh.
I've had Brandt for 12 years now.
It's medical training. That's what you don't.
Well, I went to see Bernard.
Although Brandt.
I went to see Bernard in.
Was it 5 hours ago you stopped drinking, Dennis, or 5 minutes?
Hey, I called Barnacle at the Globe about a half hour ago.
I bet that was interesting. Two drunks talking to each other.
You left your wallet at his house or something?
I know you don't care about the 10 o'clock hour.
Cheer up, Dennis.
You got a big audience here.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, I caught about 20 people told them I tried to get on.
Now I'm just a bar.
Goodbye, Father.
Today,
Howard.
I just said that. God.
Congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you.
Got in right under the wire, didn't you?
What it was.
Got hitched just in time. Getting married before that Megan law got through. You're the only one I know who looks at Newt Gingrich's orphanage plan as a potential escort service. So you got Dan Rather on tomorrow, huh?
Yeah.
How long do you get him to call Connie Chung a bitch?
Well, I hope a couple of minutes.
Boy, am I glad she never interviewed my mother.
Well.
She could have got my mom to use the F word talking about you. I don't know what's worse for Newt, the fact that his mother called the First Lady a bitch or that she called her son Newty.
The address, I just told Eileen, ate 20 cloves of garlic on Saturday.
Oh, are you guys having a reception after the wedding? Not now. Little party?
Well, where we're getting married, there isn't anything.
Oh, so it's not like you can have a special wedding song, that type of thing?
Oh, God.
Yeah. No.
Daddy's little girl. 16 candles.
I don't know.
Ring around the room.
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
I'm very nervous about my wedding.
I understand.
I am, you know.
That's how she feels.
Yeah, should be.
You're worried about slipping and breaking a hip out there. On the ice.
Oh, God, they just can't die quick enough.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
If you're into health and nutrition, here's a word you...
To my attention that I'm receiving some bad publicity from, of all things, a conservative right-to-life group. Seems I'm being taken to task over my refusal to run an ad they designed protesting the odious new film, Priest. I say odious, although I've not seen the movie, nor do I intend to see it. However, I feel confident enough in the knowledge of its tasteless prurience to condemn it. Yeah. After all, I've never attached my scrotum to a 2x4 with the help of a staple gun either.
Rush.
But I know enough to realize it's not something I'd want to do on a Saturday evening.
Shut up.
Seems the Limbaugh lambast comes from the Anti-Abortion American Life League. And they maintain that the reason I refuse to broadcast their little radio ads calling for a boycott of the Walt Disney Company, the distributor of the film Priest, is because of a conflict of interest, as I am heard on one of the Disney-owned radio stations in California. Folks, once again, I've been misrepresented. Never it be said that I have ever avoided biting the hand that feeds me. But in the interest of clarity, let me tell you again. The Walt Disney Company is the single most powerful terrorist organization existing in the country today, perpetuating a conspiracy designed to undermine the very fabric of our society. Through seemingly innocent cartoons, it is responsible for a subliminal campaign aimed at chipping away at the values of our very children. Witness the moral ambiguity that presents itself in the film Snow White, where a virginal woman cohabitates with 7 male genetic mutants. The phallic imagery that engulfs Pinocchio whenever he tells a lie. Or the gender confusion extant in Cinderella, who, with her wicked stepmother and 3 stepsisters, is merely a front for a thinly veiled allegory embracing the concepts of lesbianism. Those cute little anthropomorphic barnyard characters, anything but innocent. Chippendale, androgynous anarchists. Donald Duck, a cranky pedophile who walks around in public without the benefit of pants. And just what is the message sent to our children when an elephant, the time-honored emblem of the Republican Party, is named Dumbo? And while we're on the subject of conspiracies and Dumbos, Bill and Hillary recently provided sworn testimony to White House Independent Counsel Kenneth Ringo Starr regarding Whitewater. The $64,000 question: how long did it take for them to give each other up? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? She did it! No, he did it! Seems that counsel was most interested in this mysterious box of papers they found in Vince Foster's office. Well, first of all, it wasn't a box of papers. It was a roll of papers. And second of all, they belonged to Roger Clinton.
Rush Limbaugh here on the Imus Morning program. Speaking of hate radio, as Rush is saying,
well, I don't care what you think, but liberals stink, and Democrats almost as lame. All those Negroes and Jews, they give me the blues. Our country's dying, and Clinton's to blame. The monopsies are wrong, and they don't belong in my conservative-minded domain. But let's call a truce, stick your head in this noose, and don't let me hear you complain. 'Cause I like friends with white faces and a burning cross that you know chases those Jews away. Then we call it a day. Oh, we're mighty big on the master races. We wear slip-on sheets and pillowcases. Oh, I like friends with white faces. and my peers. We don't tolerate queers. Show them what an axe handle's for. You wouldn't believe what we did to this heap. Painted swastikas on his front door. I'm proud as can be, 'cause the whole EIB think I could be president someday. But I'm just a man of letters, you see, and they all spell KKK. 'Cause I like friends with white faces and a burning cross that you know chases those views away. Then we call it a day. Oh, we're mighty big on the master races. We wear slip-on sheets and pillowcases. Oh, I like friends with white faces. I like friends with white faces and the burning cross that you know chases those views away.
Rush Limbaugh here in the Irish Wine Program. I know Garth Brooks was on the other day. I neglected to tell Garth about that. Yeah. Why get into that? Here's Andrew from Denver on the I-line at 1-800-370-IMUS. Good morning, Andrew.
Make a ditto.
Program. The President of the United States, Bill Clinton. Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning, Don. How are you?
Of course, I guess I could ask you, the bed in that old El Camino wasn't large enough to play football on, so, Mr. President, what was that AstroTurf for?
You're old enough to remember what it was like.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
I'm guilty of a lot of things, but I didn't ever do that. But I don't think I should disclaim it, really. Just leave it out there.
I mean, it's like saying you didn't inhale, Mr. President. I mean, come on here.
No, I just I didn't inhale in the back of the pickup.
Imus in the morning.
Staples has everything you need to go back to.
Under partly sunny skies, that's what's happening. I'm Joe Tollison with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Mets baseball.
It's Mike and the Mad Dog, live from Jets training camp at Hofstra. Brought to you by your Tri-State GMC truck dealer on Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on the fan. Nothing can get by 'em, turn it on and try 'em. Mike and the Mad Dog, WFAN.
Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? Mike and the Mad Dog on a special Tuesday morning here at Hofstra. Nice to have you with us, talking about the world of sports. We're at Jet Camp today on the 20th day of August, 1996. And after a titillating 2 weeks of top-notch, high-octane radio, we go back to the 33 speed. Good morning, Dan Michael.
33 speed.
Hey, Pat, it's like the Radio Hall of Fame inducting you.
I'm Mr. Morning here at home with Michael and Lisa Marie.
Lisa Marie, what are you doing?
I'm watching this new video of yours. It's the first time I've ever seen you naked.
I'm so bad. Are you ashamed of me?
No, I'm just jealous. You ain't got a feather on you. Do you shave or wax?
Really, Lisa Marie, don't hate me because I'm prettier than you. I'll give you a few of my female hormone pills.
Well, thanks, but no thanks. I like having a mustache, almost as much as having a penis.
You know, the editors had to do some last-minute cutting because mine was showing in the video.
Well, they use a zoom lens, did they? So they can see your pecker. What's the big deal?
I can't have all my young fans looking at my private parts.
Why? Is there a kid left you haven't already shown it to? Jesus, there's one out there who can draw it from memory.
That's just a publicity stunt. I have to get my new record back on the charts. It's dropped quicker than your father did that night in the bathroom.
Hey, don't go dissing my daddy, you pipsqueak pedophile. My daddy was, is, and always will be the king.
Yes, of course. What was I thinking?
700,000 people pay every year to tour Graceland, and every single one of them exits through the gift shop.
I'm sorry. Please don't hit me again. I almost didn't have enough makeup to cover the bruises last time.
We make more money off Daddy since he's dead than we did when he was alive. Say, that gives me an idea. Hey, Michael, why don't we go out on the Ferris wheel for a while?
Really? That'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll play hide and seek. I'll go out first, and you see if you can find me.
Oh, I'll go get Bubbles.
Yeah, good. And I'll go get my socket set.
the situation is dire. We're surrounded by barbed wire. Should have surrendered to the FBI. Burning nuts. All right. I never should have come here to Waco. I should have stayed back in Tulsa and joined the family of men. Yeah. We must be on TV. I think I just saw Charlie J. go. Yeah. Smile for the camera, everybody. We're on CNN. And I can tell from the way he perspired that this Dave Koresh is a liar. And he ain't no damn Messiah. He's a burning nut. A burning nut. 25 wives, that Koresh, he was some Valentino. I guess the women just love that weird vacant look in his eye. Yeah. But get out your zippos, cause I think that I hear Janet Reno. Yeah. Let's all bend over and kiss our own asses goodbye. Goodbye, baby. I can hear that heavenly choir as we ignite our funeral pyre. Let's set ourselves on fire, a burning nuts. A burning nuts. Burning nuts. We're just a bunker full of burning nuts. A bunker full of burning nuts. The bunker full of burning nuts. A bunker full of burning nuts.
Put another log on the fire. Cook me up some bacon and some beans. And go out to the car and change the tire. Wash my socks and sew my old blue jeans. Come on, baby, you can fill my pipe and then go fetch my slippers. And boil me up another pot of tea. Then put another log on the fire, babe. And come and tell me why you're leaving me. Imus in the morning.
This week is thinking out loud about egregious lapses at the New York Times. Andy?
Who's running America's paper of record? Reverend Moon? Chuck Knox? I don't know about you, but I've been pretty surprised lately by some things I've seen in the Times. Don't get me wrong, I love the old gray lady. Why not? I'm old, and I'm gray. But then so's Ronald Reagan, who's now misidentifying his wife, Nancy, as Sonny Bono or somebody. My point is, I'm afraid that, if you'll pardon the phrase, the times it is a-changing. There's a big concern out there among us still serious journalists, me, Jerry Springer, Kurt Loder, that the traditional press is increasingly tilting toward tabloid journalism. You know, the kind of approach best exemplified by Connie Deep Throat Chung. Connie, who once interviewed Tanya Harding and then became Tanya Harding. Now, hold still, Ms. Gingrich. This won't hurt a bit. Pow. Consider two recent incidents. First was this business with First Lady Hillary Clinton. 11 female journalists joined Mrs. Clinton for lunch. Serious journalists. Ann Landers, Cindy Adams, the Washington Post, Lois Romano. You know, all ladies who've either been aboard Venusian space vehicles or who stand out in their backyards at night holding up signs toward the sky inviting them. Hello out there. We come in peace. Communicate and share your wisdom. And Marion Burroughs of the New York Times was there. A single journalist who you'd swear wouldn't be afflicted with one of those old proverbial inquiring minds. Well, she was. Next day, the Times ran a story under Ms. Burroughs' byline that said Hillary Clinton, mind you, had called herself dumb at that luncheon, had admitted that she knew about as much regarding health reform as a dropout from a veterinary school, and was either going to have to put a bag over her head or get a ground-up, frame-off, eyes-to-thighs emergency makeover at Georgette Klinger, followed by a pit stop at Dale Carnegie. It's not difficult to believe that that kind of candor was supposed to be off the record. 10 of our gals got it. One didn't. Yep, Ms. Burroughs. 10 honored Ms. Clinton's confidence. One decided to blow it out of the water. Just between you and me, I heard that Ms. Clinton called Ms. Burroughs a bitch. As though all that weren't enough, hard at its heels followed the Maureen Dowd debacle. I don't know about you, but if I'm announcing in my paper the appointment of the columnist who will succeed the legendary Anna Quindlen, I think I would have run the item a little higher than under boats for sale. There it was, the notice that the distinguished Maureen Dowd had won the op-ed job, buried on page 18 of Section C, alongside a review of the latest incarnation of Tom Snyder, the Not Yet Late Enough show. Hang in there, Tom. If they put you on any later, you'll be hosting CBS This Morning with Paula. So there you have it. The ascent of Miss Dowd, buried, ironically, in the Times Living section, while titillating tabloid tattling reposes on page 1. You know what I'll bet is next for the old gray lady? No. Nipple clamps and a plain brown wrapper.
Are you fake, just like a woman? Yes, do you make love just like a woman? Yes, you do, then you ache just like a woman. But you break just like a little girl. Imus in the morning.
Saturday and Sunday night, live at Valley's Grand Hotel and Casino.
Stupid and pointless sports radio is, particularly when these athletes play these games, and in baseball they play 162 of them, and then after each game they have to endure these inane, insipid questions from people like Breen and John Minko, who's here this morning. Breen is doing his sportscast, and then when he goes out in the newsroom, Minko is interviewing him about said sportscast. Did you hear how you sounded last hour?
Yeah.
You sounded like an idiot.
Sounded fine. Just answer the questions. I didn't have a problem with it.
No, I understand. You had no problem answering these questions. How do you think it's going to be in a couple of hours?
Well, I think it'll be fine. It's part of the job.
Unfortunately, we don't have time to do 2 sportscasts an hour.
Right.
We're supposed to, though, right? Yeah. Yep. But there's no point in that because we just don't care. Once I know who won the boat race and how Air did and Shaq, I'm pretty much...
That's it. You're up to speed.
Pretty much wraps it for the I-Man.
Sure.
Yep. So, Mike, how does Breen compare... how did interviewing Breen compare to, say, interviewing a nitwit Anthony Mason from the New York Knicks?
The same.
It's exactly the same, isn't it?
My job is to solicit a response.
Yeah, and just talk to nitwits.
Except Breen's wearing clothes.
All right, here's another sportscast, and then you're going to interview him again.
Exactly.
And ask him probably the same questions, right?
No, we'll take a different line of questioning.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Baby, you gotta love it. Imus in the morning, 2020 Sports.
And it goes to Edwards, back to Benoit, on the way. And the jam! The windmill tomahawk right-handed sledgehammer, which rocks the rim and sends Minnesota to a timeout. Oh, David Benoit, up high and down hard. They call that the high hard one.
Ooh, another exciting night in the NBA. Good morning, Mike Breen with Sports. Kevin Harlan, the voice of the Timberwolves, with the call of that one.
Oh, he's terrific, isn't he?
Man, oh man, he's into it.
Kevin is getting it done.
One of the best. One of the big games of the night took place in Denver, where it was windy, chilly, a little bit of rain fell before game time, but the rain couldn't dampen the fans' enthusiasm for their Nuggets. What did dampen the enthusiasm? The play of the Spurs, who spanked the Nuggets 107-96.
I don't think these phrases are necessary to you.
Yes, I do.
All right, go ahead.
The General, David Robinson, 30 points. The Worm, Dennis Rodman, 13 rebounds. Nuggets center Dikembe Mutombo was not happy.
I don't know what they did. It's hard to describe. The game was dirty and the call was dirty. Everything was dirty. I don't know what to say about this game. I didn't really like what was going on the floor was dirty.
Very unhappy Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah, he and Dennis got into it the other day, didn't he?
Yeah.
The other night or whenever they played.
He's got a bit of a temper on him.
He's a guy who could be in both National Geographic and Sports Illustrated in the same month.
That's what people are talking about. And, you know, every time I get taken down on this program or taken down in the press, it's not for something I said. It's for something either Rob wrote or Charles wrote or that Bernard did or you did. And it's nothing I say. God.
You're a victim in this situation, man.
Yes, I am. I feel like, I feel like Anita Hill, frankly.
Joe Montana has officially retired. Montana did so at a public ceremony in San Francisco yesterday. Montana spoke eloquently in thanking his teammates and the fans that showed up.
There's no replacing people like them, like you, and I thank you all again.
I've had a wonderful career. Thank you very much.
I think we can...
Boy, shades of Lou Gehrig on that one.
well, I think we can pretty much rule out a career in broadcasting. But who knows?
Martatta's being apparently talked to with NBC Sports for a job next season.
Well, either that or a think tank.
Confrontation was created by the people who charge the police. There's something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Gentlemen, get the thing straight once and for all. The policeman isn't there to create disorder. The policeman is there to preserve disorder. There's battle lines being drawn, and nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. Time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Imus in the morning. Oh, baby. Imus in the morning.
And the Rockies lose to the Giants. Good morning. Mike Breen with Sports, sponsored by Tower Air. Colorado.
What does Jethro Tull have to do with any of this?
It's their new album. First album in 4 years.
Oh, great. Okay. I know you were... Mike was a big Tull fan when he was in high school listening to the I-Man.
They'll be back on top before you know it.
Dreaming of working with me.
Yeah.
Now he works for the Aqualung.
Colorado Rockies blew a golden opportunity last night, losing it home to the Giants 12-4. Rockies now 1 full game back to the Dodgers for the National League West title.
Running down his nose.
All right, here now with comment and observation on headline issues of the day. Imus in Washington's senior political analyst, the late Richard M. Nixon.
Yes, and thank you so much as always. Imus in the militia. I'm over here, I-Man, over here. You're having difficulty seeing me because I'm camouflaged. Look out, I know karate, another dangerous word.
And you look stupid.
Hey, lower that rhetoric. Hate radio, right there. Perfect example of what my people are taking a beating for. You probably didn't know that I had my own militia, did you?
No.
How do I look? Camo outfits, got these twigs sticking out of my ears. And this is the best part. I've liberally smeared... Wait a minute. I hate that word. I've generously smeared this green and black camo paint all over my face. Blend right in, don't I? Truthfully now, would you have known I'm here?
Yes.
Well, never mind. Just trying to recapture a bit of glory, Donald, that's all.
And that would be...
Richard's Rangers, my old militia group. You never heard of them?
No.
Perfect. All these years and our cover's still not blown. You know who I have to thank for that? My old comrade, G. He ain't heavy, he's my brother, Gordon Liddy. Great man at the point. You could have put a blowtorch on his scrotum and he wouldn't have peaked. That's what this sissy society needs, Dono. More people with asbestos scrotums. Anyway, issue 1. Hate radio. Or as you stated, give us 22 minutes, you'll hate our guts. You know, I could have used a fellow like you in Richard's Rangers. You were in the Marines, in the Corps, right?
Yeah.
Great, beautiful. Armor, infantry, what?
Band.
Excuse me?
I was in the band. I played the bugle.
I'm going to forget you said that, soldier. Let's move on. Issue 2, Little Rock, Arkansas. Next destination for the Imus in the Morning radio program. Or how to put hate into hope. President Clinton's worst nightmare come true. Not only is the I-Man heard in Washington, D.C., but also on a 100,000-watt radio station dead center in the state of Arkansas, whose frequency, 103.7, only slightly exceeds the audience's number of existing teeth. Great state, though. One of my favorites. I mean, you don't suppose that there might be a militia mentality in a couple of locations in the state of Arkansas, do you? Oh, no. There are more people in Arkansas who are members of militias than are members of the PTA. In fact, the Arkansas PTA is a militia. Jeez, what a bunch of goobers. Anyway, issue 3, and my principal reason for joining you this morning, Dono, a great moment in the history of philately. Of what? Stamp collecting, you stooge. The striking of the highly desirable, if I do say so myself, Richard Milhouse Nixon stamp, commemorating the 37th President of the United States. Just a shoot. I have some here that I'd personally like to present to you. Great likeness, eh? Well, enabling me to say to you and to another old nemesis of mine, now that I think about it, Edward M. Kennedy, something I wanted to say to you both for a long time. Dono, Teddy, take these stamps and lick Dick. Ow! A poke in the eye through the old Dick scope today, J.D., with Dick Nixon, the aforementioned deceased President of the United States. Good morning, friend.
Hello.
Hi, this is Manuel Marshall. How are you?
Okay.
Hot 97. What's happening, baby? What can I do for you?
I need directions to Brooklyn Bridge.
You're going to the Brooklyn Bridge?
Yeah.
Now, what is this about? Is this which one of our contests is this?
To win hot night tickets. What would you do to win hot night tickets?
Oh, that's right. You're going to walk in a hands deal?
Yep, that's the one.
Oh, now who's going to do this? You?
My sister.
Mm-hmm. How old is she?
She's 21.
Oh, okay, so that's okay. Okay, so where are you now?
In Long Island. I can get either to the Long Island Expressway or the Southern State Parkway.
Okay. You take the Long Island Expressway to the Midtown Tunnel.
Okay.
All right. You writing this down?
Yeah, I got it.
Take the Midtown Tunnel and get on any cross street and go over to the Lincoln Tunnel.
Any cross street meaning what?
Across Manhattan.
What street would that be?
32nd. 31st Street.
31st.
Either, yeah, that's big. Take that over to the Lincoln Tunnel.
Okay.
Okay. Get on I-80.
Lincoln Tunnel?
To I-80.
I-80?
Mm-hmm. Get on I-80 westbound.
Okay.
Take that to the Delaware Water Gap.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, well, now, will you be driving?
Yeah.
Okay. The first person you see at the Delaware Water Gap, stop, get out of your car, and give them the keys to the car.
No! Get out of here! What are you, crazy? I think you're crazier than I am for doing this.
Hey, friend. You ever heard of Imus in the Morning?
Oh, no. Don't tell me.
That's who you got.
Don't do this to me.
Well, that's who you have.
Yeah, baby, what's up?
You got the wrong number. So you have to call Hot 97. This is FAN.
Hey, if I see you on the street, I ain't giving you my keys. I'm gonna run you over, man.
We got a fax here this morning from CBS News, and it says, I woke this morning at 6:45, went to the kitchen for my customary prunes and hot water with lemon, turned on the radio, and heard the two of you going on about my 77th birthday. It was not an unpleasant way to begin the day. Thanks, Mike Wallace. Oh, very nice. Please find something else to do with your time. Rather than send us suck-up faxes, we just don't need that. Get the memoir going. We want to read about when you had sex with Nancy Reagan and stuff like that.
Yeah. Memoir going while there's time.
Well, that's fine. If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning. Quit writing.
Don't feed the pigeons.
Don't feed the pigeons.
Whatever you want people do. 9 o'clock in the morning.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
If you look at
Viewers are a dependable late-night television audience, because they don't have jobs to go to in the morning. What's this guy thinking about, huh?
Jesus, I mean, just an absolute total network, right?
You know what, Mr. Conan O'Brien, now, if your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
Nick's struggling right now, 7 of 11 overall.
and talk of infighting amongst these great warriors. Patrick Ewing was asked if there is any such thing.
I'm not even going to comment on that. And I think that we should, solve that from inside.
You're just staying up too late watching TV. Yeah, that's right.
Yo, you saw Ted Koppel last night, my man?
Hey, you ever had a Blimpie sub sandwich?
Work with Nanny. Work with Nanny. Ooh-wee. Work with Nanny. Work with Nanny. Work with Nanny. Let's get it while the getting is good. So good, so good, so good. Imus in the morning.
Gee, I'm glad to see.
The mission, Senator Bradley talks about his difficulty in public speaking.
Yes.
But why would he record his own book 4 cassettes?
I've autographed T-shirts and auctioned basketballs. I've shaken hands at factory gates, commuter stops, farm picnics, and state fairs. I enjoyed listening to the people I met. They told me their stories. It got me to laugh.
Shut up. I mean, you guys are disgraceful.
If your radio light sucks in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Tough loss at home for the Washington Bullets. They lose to the Cleveland Cavs, but Juwan Howard of the Bullets gave credit to Cleveland.
I don't know if it comes from your players knowing how to play together or the coaching. I think it might be both.
Yeah, both. Could be both.
I got to go to the bathroom.
Juwan played well, as did his teammates Rashid, Pac-Man, Calvert, and Liddell.
Sounds like the science team. Like college.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. Go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way tonight.
Guess what I found out?
What?
You put some peppermint schnapps in your bottled water?
Yeah.
It's like smoking marijuana menthol. Hey, I don't understand the big deal about looking for papers in Vince Foster's office.
Yeah.
Makes me mad, man. Everybody knows I got them. I always got them. Anybody needs papers, all they got to do is see me. Double wides, easy riders, always in stock. Pretzels, chips, candy, soda pop, slushies. Plus, I got a damn fine selection of rubbers and designer colors.
That will be fine.
My room's a regular 7-Eleven, man. Bubba comes by for one of them Rough Riders with the raised ribs for her extra pleasure. That or Twinkies. Chelsea's always good for a pack of Marlboros every other day.
That'll be fine.
Hey, how about Janet Reno blaming Waco on the dead guy?
Well,
That's something, ain't it? I'll tell you, next time I get pulled over for DUI, I'm going to say Vince Foster did it.
Imus in the morning.
all right, here now, comment and observation on headline issues of the day with Imus and Washington's senior political analyst, the late Richard M. Nixon.
And if I may begin, Imus in the morning, by bridging to one of the biggest recent headline stories. L.A. police arrest Pope.
No.
Say Pontiff can't account for his whereabouts on night of June 12, 1994.
Shut up.
I know. Blasphemy.
Yes.
Hey, I'm just trying to respond to the question you so frequently posed, Dono. If O.J. didn't do it, who did?
Well.
And it's my view that the Pope did it makes every bit as much sense as this assertion that O.J. didn't do it. Oh, well, enough about that.
All right.
Issue 2. While we're on the general subject of idiotic conclusions, who concluded that this cover Times book stuck on Tony Kornheiser's new book was a good idea?
It's Kornheiser, not Kornhoser.
Oh, is that so? Because somebody him. Trust me.
Stop it.
Here's this basically very adequate collection of Kornheiser essays compiled from his Washington Post columns under a cover that looks like it was designed by whoever puts together the USA Today weather page. Look at this. Here's the title, Pumping Irony.
Yeah.
And my, aren't we cute with that? Anyway, how do you look at that many colors and not get vertigo, huh? Now, you say this fellow who's an associate editor over at Times Books, Jeff Chandler,
Right.
admitted that they, how'd he put it, struggled with the cover?
Right.
Not for nothing, Jeff, but it beat the hell out of you. You lost. A shutout. Lord, that's god-awful, isn't it?
Yes.
Don't worry about locating it in the bookstores, folks. Just wander along the shelves until you feel your stomach heat. Pity is that, as you're well aware, Kornheiser's stuff is hilarious, I imagine, for the most part. Remembering Tony as I do from my own days inside the Beltway. I never did actually like the man, but then few do. Anyway, great columns, funny to a fault. In fact, that's the problem. He employs this device, J.D., of using information supplied by characters who recur, much like herpes eruptions, as I think about it, in many of his pieces.
Yeah.
Now, I, dude, as you know, I myself was quite the prolific writer and have a great feel for what works and what falls flatter
than O.J. telling us he now wants to be a brother. Attention, Tony K. You're funny. Your, quote, smart friend Martha is A, not funny, and B, not smart. She's stupid. Lose it. Same goes for my friend Nancy, Chip, man about town Muldoon, and whoever the hell my friend Gino is.
Yeah.
You write that we probably will assume you use this literary trick to give your columns breadth. No, we don't. You use them to make your columns lame. You also write that you'd consider titling this thing, Dave Barry is Dead.
Yeah.
Well, nice thought, but it would be wrong. Because as your smart friend Martha ought to tell you, that if you don't drop this, he's you. For Christ's sakes, knock it off, Tony.
Fine.
I also see on the flap blurb here that Mr. Kornheiser holds a mirror up to ourselves and our lives, and we walk away smiling.
Yeah.
Did he ever hold a mirror up to himself? Jeez. He looks like what William Roth of Delaware would look like if that thing on the senator's head would fall off. But anyway, I'll put a smiley face on Tony's little book here, J.D. Good work, Tone, and I'm sure we'll see improvement next semester. Here's the title I would have gone with, by the way. Fishing with my fly open through the midlife crisis. There you go. Dick in the book corner today, I'm in. Dick Brian Lamb Nixon, deceased author and former president of the United States.
All right, here on the eye line is Jeff from Harrisburg. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, man.
How are you?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Hey, tell Breen to get his act together.
All right.
It's a NASCAR race, not an Indy race.
Oh, it's a NASCAR race that A.J. Fort's going to be in.
Yeah, AJ's in it, and it's NASCAR instead of Indy.
Go brush your tooth, you goober.
Hey, man.
Why don't you, Bernard?
Buy some curtains for your trailer.
The NASCAR. Wait, just hang on there a second.
All right, man. Something else.
Jeff, shut up. I mean, Bernard, shut up. You can't tell Jeff from Harrisburg to go brush his tooth.
A friendly listener.
He's the one who loves the eye man.
Bunch of idiots going around in circles.
Let me explain something to you. More people go to car races than any other sporting event in this country.
There you go.
All right, Jeff?
Right.
You ever been to a car race?
Yeah, we're going.
Damn right.
Damn right.
Get you some Budweiser. What kind of beer do you drink?
Coors Light.
Coors Light. Get you some Coors Light. For crying out. Well, I mean, you panty waste. Yeah, I mean,
Light
Coors Light.
Hi, man.
Yeah.
What's the deal with them taking you off FM and putting you on just AM in Harrisburg?
I have no idea.
Idiots.
Well, I don't know, Jeff. I mean, just focus on the car race. So it's not a senior car race, right? It's AJ's going to race with all the young guys, right?
He'll never qualify.
No, of course not. Have you seen him lately?
He's about 400 pounds.
I mean, come on here, AJ. I'll give you $1 million.
Uh-oh.
If you can name 3 NASCAR stock car drivers.
Oh,
I'll name one for you, Dale Earnhardt. Can you name 2 more?
no.
I'll give you another name.
Go ahead.
Kyle Petty. This is for $1 million, Eileen.
$1 million.
You have 5 seconds.
$1 million, baby.
You just lost, yeah, that's
Is it
exactly right. You
Richard?
just lost him. Huh?
Richard?
No, it's too late now. You lost the money.
Why?
Because you was too late. You had 5 seconds.
Oh,
It's
you
like on
didn't say-
Jeopardy.
you
You don't get a
didn't
whole
say
day.
that.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Liked old Dale Earnhardt, didn't you? Good guy. Charles asked him, are you afraid when you're driving 200 miles an hour?
I've always,
He looked at Charles like, you sissy.
Well, how, I wanted to know.
Are you afraid when you drive fast, Mr. Earnhardt? Huh?
Be careful in Times Square today.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Imus in the morning.